When Apple dropped the Vision Pro with a staggering $3,500 price tag, it felt like spatial computing was officially being locked behind a luxury paywall, strictly reserved for wealthy executives and hardcore tech influencers. But right now, Mark Zuckerberg and Meta are preparing to pull off what might be the most aggressive, ruthless pricing strategy in tech history with the upcoming Meta Quest 4. And if these internal pricing leaks and supply chain reports are accurate, Meta is about to turn the entire hardware market completely upside down. To understand why the price of the Meta Quest 4 is the single most important metric in tech right now, you have to realize the insane high-stakes gamble Meta is currently playing. Right now, every major tech giant is fighting for control of the next computing platform after the smartphone. Apple wants to turn spatial computing into an ultra-premium luxury standard. Samsung and Google are quietly teaming up to enter the arena, but Meta is playing an entirely different game. Meta isn't trying to sell you an expensive status symbol. They want to put a headset in every single home across the globe. And to do that, they know one cold, hard truth that Apple completely ignored. Price is the ultimate killer feature. No matter how mind-blowing your display is, or how magical your hand tracking feels, if 99% of everyday consumers cannot afford your device, your revolution fails before it even starts. Look back at how we got here. When the Quest 2 launched at just $299, it became an absolute runaway phenomenon. It sold over 20 million units, outperforming next-gen gaming consoles and single-handedly proving that everyday people actually wanted virtual reality. But when the Quest 3 launched at $499 and eventually scaled higher for increased storage, the market shifted. It was an incredible piece of engineering with full-color pass-through and pancake lenses, but that price bump pushed it right onto the borderline for impulse buyers. Meta learned a massive lesson from that shift. They realized that going any higher than $500 risks alienating the massive mainstream audience they worked so hard to build. And that brings us directly to the massive dilemma surrounding the Meta Quest 4. How do you cram next-generation displays, faster neural chips, lighter optics, and advanced depth sensors into a headset while keeping the price tags low enough to dominate the market? The answer lies in Meta's secret weapon, a hardware business model that traditional hardware companies like Apple simply cannot replicate. Apple is a hardware company first and foremost. They make massive profit margins on the physical device itself. When you buy an Apple product, you are paying a huge premium for the metal, the glass, and the brand name on the box. Meta, on the other hand, operates on a completely different philosophy. Mark Zuckerberg is fully prepared to sell hardware at cost, or even at a slight loss, because the headset is not the final product. The headset is merely the doorway into an entire digital economy. Once you own a Meta Quest 4, Meta makes its money through software sales on the Horizon Store, in-game microtransactions, digital subscriptions, spatial advertising, and user data within their vast social ecosystem. They don't need to make $500 of profit on every Quest 4 sold at retail. They just need to get the headset onto your face, because once you are inside, the lifetime value of a user far exceeds the initial manufacturing margin. This brings us to the core revelation that tech analysts are currently obsessing over: the leaked multi-tier pricing strategy for the Meta Quest 4 lineup. Multiple supply chain analysts and insider leaks suggest that Meta will not just launch a single headset in 2026. Instead, they are planning a multi-tier product strategy designed